My name is Natalie Costa, and my husband and I are pastoring a church in Walsall in the West Midlands. I got to know God officially through a church service, and I was saved in the Erdington Church in November in 2014. But God was really dealing with me right up until that point. I was just so discontent with my life and who I was and where I was going. I was so unsatisfied. I had done a lot of things I wasn't proud of, and I was in a relationship at that point with a man who was with another woman, and I'd been in that relationship for quite a long time. And obviously that had a lot of consequences in the sense that I was very insecure. I had a lot of self-confidence issues. I didn't know my self-worth, and that caused me to have problems when it came to things like eating, and I also was very obsessed with like going to the gym and things like that. I was obsessed with how I looked and how I came across. I constantly felt like I was being judged by other people, and I just felt like a serial people pleaser. I wanted to please everybody all the time, and it had detrimental effects on my health. I was just so unsatisfied. I tried the drugs, the drink. I used to go out clubbing and end up in people's houses I didn't even know. And I just remember being so upset and so discontent. It was just early one morning, like 3 o'clock or something like that. I didn't know where I was. I wanted to call a taxi to go home, but I couldn't call anyone because I didn't even know where I was. And so that was just kind of like a point where I was like, I need to do something, I need to change, I need to do something about my life because I'm so unhappy. And I had self-harmed and tried to kill myself, and I just was so unhappy. And then I was speaking to a friend who is now my husband, and I just said to him, because he used to know my brother and I used to see him around, and then he just disappeared, and my brother said, oh, he goes to church now. He was just so full of joy, and I thought, I want that life that that person's got. I want some of those drugs that that person is on. And so I said, do you mind if I come to your church to a service? And then obviously that was the service in 2014 in November where I went and got saved, and I haven't really looked back from there. God has changed my life since then. God has literally turned it upside down for the better. He blessed me with a husband. I have a 2-year-old son now as well, and another baby on the way that's due in November 2020. And we have been obviously called into the will of God to serve and to pastor a church in Walsall. And I honestly couldn't be more content in the sense that God has changed me as a person. No longer have I got issues with my self-confidence and my self-worth. Like, I'm quite happy to live my life for Jesus and not for myself, and I'm not constantly chasing after the next thing and searching for fulfillment, because I have found it, and I don't have to search anymore. Serving in the church in Walsall and just being here, just doing something that's not for me, just really opened my eyes. I would say to people who don't know God, my mum always used to say to me, if we were eating at the table and I didn't like something, she would say, how do you know that you don't like it if you haven't even tasted it, you haven't even tried it? And that is exactly what I would say to anybody who doesn't know God. Like, you have to taste it. It says in the Bible, taste and see that the Lord is good. You have to try it. You can't just expect change to come into your life if you don't want change, and you don't open your mind to change, and you don't open your heart, and you don't think, you know what, actually, maybe there is a God in heaven who loves me and who knows me and who cares about me and who created everything around me. So you have to change the way that you think, and you have to try it. And I guarantee you that your life will never be the same.